Welcome to another edition of SVG Sports Tech On Demand. I'm Jason Dackman, Chief Editor at SVG, and I'm joined today by Christine Williamson. She's Belden's Global Account Director for Sports and Entertainment Venues. Christine, thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having us.
Excellent. Okay, cool. So tell us a little bit about, where Belden's place is right now in terms of, the sports venue and the media and entertainment sector.
Sure. So Belden has a pretty far reach in regards to how we contribute to the world of sports video. A general overview would be we provide the cabling infrastructure and connectivity solutions for both the sports and entertainment venues themselves, the TV production trucks, and the networks that broadcast the events from the site. Historically, we've been very strong in the broadcast AV scope of work, but now we stretch beyond the production control room and contribute to essential in-venue technology applications, everything from the data center and building automation to lighting, security, and DAS, the digital antenna systems, which is particular becoming increasingly important to both the fans and the owners, both of whom are looking for a bigger return on their investment.
Cool. So we all know Belden when it comes to cabling, but you guys are much more than that now, it seems like, with all these other solutions. As the world has changed, so has our industry, right? There's been a lot of change over the past year as a result of the pandemic and the way that workflows and technology have to change. So I'm curious, from your perspective at Belden, what do you see as the biggest challenge facing the industry right now? And what are you guys doing to try to help confront that challenge and help your clients confront that challenge?
Yeah, there's so many to choose from.
Right.
The move from SDI to IP and how to implement SMPTE 2110 alongside the acceleration of remote production would have to be up there. Obviously, IP has emerged as a pretty efficient way to transport video, and due to COVID has made the shift to remote production necessary.
Right.
There's a rapid technical development in the move to a distributed content production workflow. And that depends entirely on a network with a strong, reliable, and future-forward infrastructure, both at the venue and at the broadcast and distribution centers.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, those were trends that were happening already, right? But then the pandemic just accelerated everything, and suddenly,
by decades, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah. It's 5 years became 5 weeks sometimes in
Right.
some cases. So we're here. Obviously, a lot has changed over the last 13 plus months. But where do you think we're headed? From Belden's perspective, how do you see the sports video production landscape changing in the next, say, 12 months?
Yeah, so the great thing about that move to the cloud and remote production is that the technology is super flexible and scalable. And that's amazing timing because there's so much content to cover. I'm expecting women's sports to be getting a lot more recognition and coverage, and the surge of the MLS, and by extension, the USL will also have a part of that expanding landscape. But as they say, if content is king, then data is God, and Amazon getting into the rights holder game is going to shake things up for many reasons. But I think the big one is the requirement to be a Prime member to watch. Mm-hmm. So that collective data between the broadcaster and the retailer is really valuable and will likely customize the game experience and engage the fan on a level that we've never seen before.
Yeah, it's going to be a whole new world as Amazon and the digital companies make their way into the sports rights forum. So it's going to be an exciting few years. We'll continue to see, I'm sure, the move towards IP and remote, and Belden will be a huge part of that as the industry moves forward. But for now, Christine, thanks so much for taking the time. Really appreciate it, and stay safe. All right.
Thanks so much for having me.